Hello, I was sitting around watching YouTube, as I am one to do, when I came across a video by the Pixel Game Squad's second channel, or their podcast channel, or whatever. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. But the premise was that they were ranking retro video game YouTubers. And I thought, hey, that's a wonderful idea for a video. Let's give it a watch. I did, but the problem with their video is that they're friends with everybody that they ranked. So everybody's either an A or an S tier. But that's no good, right? Like, what fun is that? Everybody can't be an A or an S tier. And, you know, if they're friends with everybody, then it's not fair because of, like, you know, conflict of interest or whatever. They're not going to shit on their friends. So I kept looking. I was looking for another tier list video that ranked retro video game YouTubers. And I did find one by some random guy. But he was also way too nice, and I don't know why in his case. He wasn't friends with everybody. I think his story was just that he like met a few of them at like game conventions or something. We need somebody who's gonna give it to you straight. I'm gonna burn every fucking bridge in the stupid retro video game YouTube in space right here, right now, by ranking every single retro video game YouTube channel I could think of off the top of my head. Here's the fucking tier list. Here it is. I made a tier list on Tier Maker. We're going to sit here and we're going to rank them. One by one. I'm sure I forgot some people, but hey, that's the nature of the business. Can't remember everybody. Alright, so here's the way it fucking works. We got the gods, which are the best. We got A, B, and C. And then we got the boys. I feel like I gotta explain the boys. The boys are people that I know. If I know them, then it's not fair for me to rank them. So they get their own category. I think most of them are going to be in like this range. I'm going to have a few that I really dislike and they're going to go down here. I'm going to make a few enemies with this video. I know I am. So if anybody wants to fucking come in here or like roast the shit out of me, like fucking feel free to do so. It's all in good fun. Speaking of, let's make my first enemy. We got 8-bit Eric. Fucking F tier easy. Easiest F tier of the whole fucking video. So this isn't me like ranking the person. I don't know 8-bit Eric. I don't know him from fucking Adam. I don't know if he's a bad person or whatever, but I'm ranking him on his fucking content. And his solo channel sucks dog shit. It's fucking awful. He's the kind of guy that just sits in front of a camera and just like reacts to news and just has the most lukewarm takes over everything. He has nothing interesting to say ever, but he's still like a fucking talking head channel. He sucks. He sucks so much. I like him as a character on the Game Chasers, however. If he appears in a Game Chasers video, I'm stoked because he's a good character. But his solo channel fucking blows ass. It's terrible. Then we have Adam Koralik. Adam Koralik is somebody who a lot of people that I know think he's really good, and they think that he's like one of their favorite YouTubers. I haven't watched a ton of his stuff, but from what I've seen, he's okay. I think he's a C, right? He's another guy that just kind of sits in front of the camera and talks unscripted, but his is more focused than somebody like 8-bit Eric. He's not just like reacting to random bullshit. He'll have like real topics and insights on things. From what I've seen, as I said, I've only watched like 2 or 3 of his videos. Next we got Ben Heck Hacks, who hasn't, I think he's retired. I don't think he's made any like real videos in a while. He has a second channel where he just does like various things, but he used to have a channel where his main thing is he would modify old video game systems. And it was really cool to watch. I was never like a huge fan, but they were pretty well made. The hacks themselves were usually pretty interesting. He had like a crew of people around him though that were not as funny or as interesting as him. Ben Heck's solid. You can't go wrong with a Ben Heck watching an old video. This is Big Old Words. Big Old Words is primarily focused on the NES, I think. He has about 15,000 subscribers. And he's pretty okay. I mean, this is another guy that I haven't watched a ton of videos on. The only real bone I have to pick with him, and the only reason I know he exists, is because he made a video that was like, what are the top 10 NES games really? And his metric is he took basically as many top 10, top 50, top whatever NES games list he could find, and he compiled all the data and then made like an aggregate score of all of them. It's a really interesting video, but my bone to pick is that he did not include my list in the sample size, even though it fit the criteria that he laid out. So at the beginning of the video, he said that he only included videos that I think had more than 2,000 views, which mine did at the time of him making this, yet he didn't include mine. So I guess he gets like a C. I don't think he posts like that often, but I mean, he's solid. He's all right. We got ProJared. ProJared's a boy. I'm not going to say anything bad about ProJared. ProJared's cool. Then we got Brandon Bound. Brandon Bound, I believe, only has a couple hundred subscribers, but he's actually pretty damn cool. At least his videos are. His most recent one that I saw was about Pac-Man VR, and it was really well done. It had like fucking like old style like normal boot sketches. It had he interviewed the guy who made the fucking game in the video, and it was woven in really well. It was cute because this guy's like 18 or 19 years old, and he was wearing a fucking suit for the interview. So it was really funny to see him in a suit. I think C is just gonna be my default for most people. Smaller YouTuber, give him a fucking shot. And we got Brutal Moose. Brutal Moose doesn't really review games anymore, but he used to, and he used to be pretty good at it. I don't think I'd go as far as A, but definitely like a solid B. His editing is very, very nice. I love the aesthetics he puts into his editing. He's very like early 2000s, like that kind of fucking vibe. And I dig it. I love it, man. Then we got Kid Icarus. Kid Icarus is fucking, you know what? I'm going to go as high as A for Kid Icarus. Kid Icarus, I didn't like his old content, but I like his new stuff. That his like really long videos that are just on like general topics. Once he got away from reviewing like specific games and just kind of like was free to just goof on a bunch of things all at once, I think his videos really did get a lot better, because I used to think he was really fucking annoying, but I gave some of his like new videos a shot not recently, but within the last couple of years, and he's funny, man. He puts so much goddamn effort into his stuff too. Like he's the type of guy that'll throw away a whole afternoon for a 2-second gag. Like he's fucking crazy, man. Then we got Cannot Be Tamed. I Could Tame Her. Yeah, that's right. I stole your joke. I know you're fucking watching. Cannot Be Tamed, huh? Cannot Be Tamed reviews like fucking NES, like SNES era games, kind of like me. I like her. I mean, I think C's just gotta be my default for people that I like. I really don't have anything good or bad to say about them. I think she's pretty down to earth, but I don't think her videos are anything spectacular. I don't think they rise above like your average game reviewer, but I mean, that's just the way it is. Classic Game Room. Oh man, this is one of the hardest ones to rank. The logo is because it's like his 25th anniversary. He's trying to come back right now, so I know he's been on and off the platform for years, but right now he's trying to make a comeback. So check him out if you want to. I feel like I'm the only one who notices that he's a fucking raving lunatic whenever he's off the cuff. Like if you watch his new videos, it's fucking wild, man. He goes on and on about how he's trying to bring Classic Game Room back as advertising for his fucking like techno music. Like in his fucking kooky brain that makes like a monochrome of sense for some reason. So the thing with his videos, he has an incredible voice. He has one of the best like voices in YouTube history. But like his reviews, he posted fucking like 3 or 4 of them a day in his heyday. They were never really that insightful. They were never really that funny. They were never really that good. Like they were produced well. They looked good. Like they looked better. They were technically better than everything else in the space in his heyday. But he really didn't have anything to add to like the games themselves. I think he's really just been outclassed. I think I gotta go as low as D for Classic Game Room. Like, I know he's got a fucking like library, like a huge library of back stuff that you can watch and I guess enjoy. Like I've enjoyed a lot of Classic Game Room over the years, but like, he definitely doesn't have his fucking fastball anymore. He's Flanderized his own character. Like, if you watch his stuff now, it's fucking, like, it leans way too far into the jokes. You're getting nothing in the way of, like, actual game criticism from his videos. It's, like, all just fucking goofy, cuckoo banana skit shit. So, like, I can't go D. He's an OG of YouTube. I can't go that low for him. Got Chase after the red branch. Fucking this guy. Fucking rich guy goes around buying all the goddamn video games so, like, nobody else can have any. But no, I mean, it's like, it's a guy running a fucking, like, reseller business. This is a whole, like, genre of YouTube channel. I usually don't watch them a whole lot, but I've seen some of his stuff. I mean, he seems personable, at least. I can't hate on the content. I can hate on the genre, but I can't hate on the content, really. I think he's kind of middle of the road. I mean, I've definitely seen reseller channels that I don't like as much as him. I think they're pretty well done. Oh my god, we're already at the big motherfucker. Well, first off, he's going in God's tier. But you have to understand, fucking Cinemassacre is like The Simpsons. Fucking, when you say that Cinemassacre or the Angry Video Game Nerd is great, it's understood, like The Simpsons, that you're talking about the first 8 seasons. You're not talking about modern Cinemassacre. You're talking about Cinemassacre from 2009. Cinemassacre from 2009 is fucking legend status. Cinemassacre today is like a C, borderline D sometimes. It was really interesting and sad to see Cinemassacre go from a really personable, just like awesome fucking video creator for over a decade, and then in like 2019, 2020, and 2021, he became like a fucking shill for just like ExpressVPN. He was just cranking out videos on topics that he didn't fucking know anything about. Other people would write the scripts. Honestly, I think the plagiarism thing is the best thing to happen to Cinemassacre in the last few years, because it woke him the fuck up to like actually get involved with the topics and scripts of his fucking channel again, instead of just like whoring it out and letting fucking people write words for him. So, I mean, he's a fucking legend. Like, AVGN, like, come on, he invented retro video gaming on YouTube, and the videos are still amazing. Like, they're still the fucking gold standard, like old AVGN episodes. Console Wars, I think we need a new category. It wouldn't be a tier list video without an audible new category, like an audible to a new category. I just haven't fucking seen them. I can't think of one console war video that I've seen. Oh god, okay, don't hit enter, it breaks the formatting. I'm sorry, Console Wars, I don't know enough about your channel. I don't know why I put you on the list if I don't know about them. Next we got Continue. Now Continue has been around for many years. They don't get nearly the same amount of views as they used to. Basically, they're like patient zero for fucking playing retro, like let's playing retro games on YouTube. They were one of the first ones to do it. The premise is these 3 guys, and they sit down on a couch and they play a game for like half an hour. And then at the end they rate it. They're like, oh, would we continue or would we game over? But of course they never continue. It's always a new game. They've been doing it. I think they still post every week, even though they only get like a couple thousand views a video now. And they used to be like one of the biggest channels. Like they were a part of Normal Boots in the early days. Like these guys used to be a big deal. I respect them for the hustle and to keep going even after their viewership has declined so much. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad, but at the same time, like I don't watch them anymore either. So you understand why it happened. They just kind of got eclipsed in the gaming space. Next we have Clan of the Grey Wolf. Now Rue has not made a video in probably a decade, but there is so much DNA from his channel. His channel, like his series 16-Bit Gems, is probably like the most similar to what I do. And like if you consider like the whole of YouTube, like the show that is the most similar to mine is probably that one. So I mean, it's inarguable. Like I didn't grow up, well, you know, I was like a teenager watching him. And fucking, you know, there's a lot of DNA from his show and mine, so I can't deny that. But at the same time, he's not like, it's not that fucking good of a show. Like, I can't go as high as A for Clan of the Grey Wolf. It's alright. Daria Plays RPGs. Daria Plays RPGs seems friendly. Her videos they're not that good. I mean, she hasn't made anything in a couple years, but I don't know. I've always thought they were kind of basic for like what they could be. I mean, if she were still active in the space, this is one, like, a bridge that I probably wouldn't want to burn. And I'm probably, like, pissing off people who watch me by saying this. Because I'm going to guess the Venn diagram for people that like Daria Plays RPGs and likes me is pretty fucking strong. but I don't know, man. The content's never really gelled with me. Then we got Double Dragon Gaming. Double Dragon Gaming, he's a boy. We gotta have him. Same with Doddering Old Man, he's a boy. Here we got Emancy Prophet. He's a big fucking smelly nerd like me. He talks about old RPGs like me, but he goes really in depth. I like him because he's we're gonna go B. It's more like literary focused. He's very much into like that whole thing. He's the type to really overanalyze a story, and I respect that. Furious Action Gamer, he's the ultimate boy. He's the poster child for boys. Flame Guy, another boy. Come on. We got Fort Fire. He's pretty new to the scene. He's been making these like top 10 videos. Like he's just been cranking out like multiple times a week, like top 10 this, top 10 that. And it's mostly centered around like NES, Super Nintendo era stuff. So, you know, I gel with it. I think he's pretty average though. He's, you know, he doesn't like rise above for me, and I don't think he's particularly bad either. Anyway, he's pretty new to the scene. He just kind of blew up like within the last month or two. Here we got Frame Raider. Frame Raider's somebody that I haven't seen that much of, but I've been really, not an A, but I've been impressed by what I've seen. We're going to go B with Frame Raider. So Frame Raider's thing is I think he's young. I mean, I hesitate to call myself young, but like he's mid to late 20s, right? And he talks about, he's really into like pre-NES shit, which normally I wouldn't, well, it's not just like pre-NES shit. He's really into like obscure shit, and that's what I respect about it. His best content, I think, is when he buys a video game console that's a little off the beaten path, and he gives like a rundown for like every single game in the system. Like I think he did one on like the Atari 7800, and he's done some on just some like 80s game systems like that. And I'm in, man. I'm into Frame Raider. Here we got Free Nintendo 21. Man, we're really getting into this shit now. This is a reformed plagiarist. He used to fucking wholesale like fucking Psycho 97 shot-for-shot remake fucking like Some Call Me Johnny's and like the Irate Gamers videos, but he's gotten away from that in recent years, and I commend you for it. But at the same time, like come on. I watch the shit out of your videos, but I'll admit they're a fucking guilty pleasure. He's just like, he's a generic angry reviewer type. He's stuck in like 2007. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but like, I mean, I definitely fuck with the vibe, but like, come on. I don't think it'd be fair to put him on the same level as any of these guys. So next we got Fudge, Fudj. Fudge is an A. Fudge is really thoughtful and good, and he makes good videos. I was sad when he went away for like a year, but I'm happy that he's back apparently, even if his fallout with that company, it didn't go well. Basically what happened, you'll see this from YouTubers, like small YouTubers from time to time, is they'll get hired by like a media organization to make videos for them, and it's lucrative for the small YouTuber because they're not at a stage where they can like support themselves financially yet off of it. Like right now, if like some fucking media company approached me to like make videos, it would make financial sense for me to do it for them because like I'd be making way more money. But I really I lost touch with him when he went there. I know that's my fault. Like I watched the odd video here and there, but it's not the same vibe, you know. Fudge is really good. Like Fudge is just a fucking solid channel. Like really thoughtful, fucking writes his shit well. The Game Chasers, A. I love the fucking... This might be a controversial pick, but I fucking love the Game Chasers, man. They're one of my favorite fucking YouTube channels. All they do is like they go out and they look for fucking video games at like flea markets and shit. And they really don't post episodes very often anymore, but they're like polished to hell. Like they look like a real TV show, and they always have. That's what set them apart in the beginning. Like in 2011 when they started, there was not professional looking shit on YouTube. I mean, now it's like you throw a stone and there's just quality everywhere. But back then, man, it really stood out. Next, we got Game Closet. Game Closet is a YouTube boomer, but not in the sense that he's been around a long time, in the sense that he's like in his mid-40s. So he's really into like the fucking like Atari generation of shit. But what I really like about him is that A, he puts a lot of effort into his shit, and you can tell, and B, he's not like a fucking elitist about being a YouTube boomer. Yes, he likes Atari, but he also messes with new games, and he'll give new games the respect that they deserve. He's very inspired, obviously, by somebody like Classic Game Room, but I think his videos are way fucking better than his ever were. I mean, and of course, he doesn't make 3 of them a day, and like it's not his job. This is a guy with only about 1,000 subscribers, but he's good. Like, check him out. Next, we got Game Dave. Game Dave might be watching this. I don't know. He watched my my video about reviewing retro game YouTuber movies that got taken down. I think Game Dave is solid, but I've lost touch with his channel over the years. I used to really like his NES game reviews like a decade ago or however fucking long ago that was. I was really into those, but he stopped doing them. And his newer content, like ever since then, I haven't been as into it. Like once in a while I'll tune in. I think he fits in most with this group, right? Like that's good company to be in for him. Next we got Game Maker's Toolkit, like very so I mean I'm specifically talking about like their Boss Keys series. I really don't know about the totality of Game Maker Toolkit's library. I don't know like the full extent of their work. But like it's good shit. Like their Zelda design, like they're fucking breaking down Zelda dungeon designs, like that's some important good stuff that, you know, that we don't always see in the platform. They really go into the nitty-gritty of like analysis and like what makes a game tick. And I like that. GameSack. I have been a fan of GameSack since literally their first video. I remember when they self-promoted on the Screw Attack forums when they just started. And I was one of their first like 20 subscribers, I think. So I've watched these guys fucking blow up. And yeah, they're good. Like, I mean, he's not particularly insightful. It's the kind of channel that will make like 40-minute videos. The guy's smart, but he doesn't like analyze games. It's just very quick and dirty. Like he'll talk about like 20 games in one video, just like really rapid fire. He'll give you like fucking 30 seconds. He gets in, he gets out. He makes like one joke per game, and they're usually pretty corny. But I'm in. Like, of course, GameSack is fucking good. And then we got Game Boy Lad. So when I shouted this guy out, in my Yu-Gi-Oh video, I shouted this guy out. But I said land, like Game Boy Land. It's lad, not land. And I've always felt bad about that. I think he borders on boy status because we've talked a few times, but I don't like know him. He's either C or B. You know what? If I put fucking Game Closet in C, we're gonna put him in C. His thing is he talks about Yu-Gi-Oh games and only Yu-Gi-Oh games, but they are so effing in depth. Like he will leave nothing unsaid about the fucking Yu-Gi-Oh game. You know what? Now that I think about it, he's up to B. Like fucking this guy rules. It's really impressive that somebody who is this fucking nerdy, like he knows Yu-Gi-Oh so goddamn well, really just like examines this licensed trash. Like he fucking takes a magnifying glass and like just goes over every fucking crumb of these Yu-Gi-Oh games, like giving them attention that like nobody else has ever done. It's like, it's very, you know, I like inspired shit. If I can't get what your channel is offering anywhere else, then I'm in, man. Yeah, B is a good rating. Gamer Aimer. Hey guys, Gamer Aimer here. So this is one of those channels where she just kind of like does pickup videos. She's just like, she's D. She's like a guilty pleasure. I watch the hell out of some Gamer Aimer, but at the same time, I'm going to acknowledge it's not like good content. She kind of just turns the camera on and goes, just unscripted, kind of like what I'm doing now. But she doesn't have like a focused topic. It'll be like, hey guys, just look at these games I got. And then she has like a bag of games or something. Her game room is wild, man. Go to her channel and watch her game room tour. It is like oingo boingo, just ridiculously fucking... Next we got Gaming Productions, who's, you know, another guy in, like, the retro RPG space. We're just gonna give him C. I'm just gonna default to C when I don't really have any strong feelings one way or another towards him. Yeah, I mean, C is about right. Then we got the Gaming Historian. So the gaming historian has been around a long time. He was a part of the whole Retroware crew with the Game Chasers, actually, and with like Pat the NES Punk. He was a strong feature, and Rue, Clan of the Grey Wolf. So like I watched the hell out of him. I think he doesn't upload it. Does he enough? I don't know if he uploads enough to get to an A. Well, if I put Fudge in A, I can put Gaming Historian in A. Yeah, this is the right company. Like Kid Icarus, that he makes like almost documentaries on like classic games. They're very well made. He only makes like a video or two a year, but like they tell a story. Like they're fucking movies. This guy makes movies. He's a filmmaker. Next we got this is the first one where I'm blanking on the name. I know who this is. I can fucking remember about half a dozen videos that he's made right now, but I can't think of the name. Gaming the Systems. His name is Gaming the Systems. Gaming the Systems is like quintessential C tier. I really liked his Do I Have Autism video. Just a very funny premise. I love a guy who can laugh at himself. Like this guy is like, he's a fucking geek, but he knows he's a fucking geek. And he takes the slings well. Like he knows people are just gonna like make fun of him for being autistic and a geek. But, he's self-aware, so he's good. Next we got GC Vaquez, famous for his Dragon Quest series. He's good. He's real good. I mean, he doesn't make a ton of videos anymore, I don't think. I think he uploads like once every couple months or something. But like his Dragon Quest series is some good fucking shit, right? I think this is the right company, right? I mean, he's as good as Game Boy Lad. He's as good as Game Sack. He's as good as Frame Raider. Yeah, this is the right spot for GC Vaquez. He's pretty good. Oh man, then we got GTV Japan. That's a B tier. So GTV Japan's production values always fucking blow me out of the goddamn water. I don't know how he does most of the shit he does. And his videos, he'll research the hell out of some shit. Like he did a Phantasy Star video recently where he's talking about like the development of the game for like 15 minutes. And I'm just thinking, how the hell like did you get any of this information? As somebody who recently reviewed Phantasy Star 4, it's like where the fuck, like I wouldn't even know where to find like the background information on how the game was developed. Like fucking he really tells like a complete story. Next we got Guru Larry. Guru Larry is like a YouTube OG. He's been around for a million years. I know he's probably most famous now for Fact Hunt. When Fact Hunt's good, because we're going to go B with Guru Larry. Fact Hunt's good because it's a fact-based show. It'll be like 5 facts you didn't know about, blah, blah, blah. Except the facts will actually be things that I didn't know. He's not clickbaity in that way. Most of the time when you see fact videos like that, they're fucking trash, right? It's just like shit that everybody knows. But no, he really goes out of his way. When I think of Guru Larry, though, I still think of his old stuff. I still think of like games that Yanks can't wait. I still think of like Screw Attack Europe. I still think of Guru Larry and Wes's top 10s. That's the kind of stuff I think about. The strike against Guru Larry is that he is Project Zero for like the shitty British fucking retro game YouTuber. Just that whole like, oh mate, the ZX Spectrum and the Amiga. Like he's fucking Patient Zero for that bullshit. It's like the ZX Spectrum, whatever. The ZX Spectrum fucking sucked. The game sucked. None of that shit mattered. Like none of that fucking like, I mean, yeah, you can like draw a line between fucking like Minor Willy and fucking Donkey Kong Country, and you can see the like, I know fucking the same people didn't make it, but it was like, it spawned from the same like ZX Spectrum culture. And like you can see the design elements go from one to the other, and you can definitely tell like fucking Euro platformers from like Japanese platforms in the early 90s. Fucking like he's the originator of some fucking British guy going online and being like, oh, James Pond, mate. And like fucking no. James Pond is like a fucking D- tier game. Fucking nobody gives a fuck about James goddamn Pond. So like he is like the first British YouTuber with bad taste in games, but he's a fucking classic. The Happy Console Gamer. Happy Console Gamer is a guy who just turns on the camera and fucking goes. That's what he does. He just turns it on. He just like he flips a switch and then he's just in Happy Console Gamer mode. And it's really impressive. He's C. I can't go any higher than a C for Happy Console Gamer. I know he's been around forever, but his content is like, it's not on the same level as some. I don't value what he does as much as I value somebody who really gets into like the nitty gritty of a game. It's nothing against him. It's just that his style of content I don't value as much. So we're going to go C tier. Though I will say, out of the people who just ramble in front of a camera, I think he is probably the best at it. Like, if he were to, well, I mean, I guess he wouldn't be good at making the video I'm making right now because he would be way too nice. But I mean, shit, I've been nice. Everybody, like, fucking, I barely put anybody in D. Games are hard. They're hardcore games. This is another channel that I've been a fan of for a million years. I miss when it was like a bunch of sweaty guys on a couch playing a game. That was my favorite era of hardcore games. I think the new era of hardcore games is like a C. He does like beta shit now, and not like beta as in like I'm insulting him. I mean like before the game comes out. I'm not calling Tony a beta. Fucking, I mean, John's a legend. Like whenever John comes on, that's like must see YouTube for me. But like his content like recently, you know, it's just, he just kind of like gets pre-builds of stuff and shows it off. And I think it's a shame that that's what the channel has turned into. But hey, you chase the dragon that, you know, brings you the most. So, you know, he went for it and he's been successful at that. But I miss the days of when it was just a bunch of fucking guys on a couch. This is another guy I watched on Screw Attack, like often. Hungry Goria. Warp, 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 warp. And then she just fucking eviscerates some game like fucking Phantasy Star 2. She's just brutally fucking mean. That's her shtick, is like she'll play, like, okay, so she's in like the same fucking YouTube space I am in, and that she reviews like old RPGs a lot of the time. And her thing is she'll very soft spokenly just fucking tear something to shreds. It's pretty funny, but it's like, you know, I mean, the production values aren't that good. Like, I can't put her above like the fucking Happy Console Gamer or Classic Game Room, and she's better than somebody like Daria Plays RPGs. I think her stuff's just more insightful. Isha Gaming. Hi guys, welcome back to Isha Gaming. Isha Gaming sounds like she has peanut butter in her mouth at all times. I hate to do it to you, Isha. She's like if Happy Console Gamer was a smoking hot Norwegian blonde fox. But, like, I don't know what she's saying most of the time. And I know that's not her fault. Like, English second language, that's tough. Like, I only speak one language. Like, fucking, who am I to fucking say your English is bad? And it's not bad. It's just the accent, man. The accent is so strong that I can't get into the videos. I think when you're a rambler like Happy Console Gamer, like being able to clearly understand what they're saying is like paramount. When I have to like struggle, you know, I mean, I don't know, man. Implant Games made some pretty solid reviews, and then he just like disappeared. We're gonna go C. I'm not gonna spend too much time on him. Yeah, like whatever. We got the Iowa Retro Gaming Dad. He's a D. He's like on the same tier as an Isha Gaming. He's good at fucking clickbait. I get clickbaited by him way too much. Like, I'll click on a video and then it's just him in front of the camera like, hey guys, I'm here to talk to you about why collecting too many video games is bad for you. And every time I feel like I got fucking swindled. I mean, it's not that he's bad. He's not like as bad as 8-Bit Eric, just like fucking talking to the camera, but he's just like a very low energy, just like, just like every time I watch his videos, I feel like he doesn't add anything to the subject. He's one of them. The Irate Gamer. Oh man. Oh boy, the fucking Irate Gamer. Holy shit. A fucking legend, but like, come on, man. He's cheesy as fuck. He's not funny. He's like the least funny fucking YouTuber of all time. Like, he's never been funny. Like, I watched the fuck out of some Irate Gamer, but his stuff is fucking garbage, man. Holy shit. Like, it's well produced. Like, he's a very talented video editor, but my God, the jokes, the fucking, like, his earliest videos are straight up just like plagiarizing AVGN. But he got away from that pretty quickly. Like, I mean, props to him. He made it into his own thing. He became his own angry reviewer. But, like, holy shit, this is one of the most unfunny men alive. Then we got this fucking piece of shit. Fuck this guy. No, fuck him. Fucking F word. I hate that motherfucker. Okay, now we got Jeremy Parish. Jeremy Parish. The thing I like about Jeremy Parish is he gives every game he talks about the same tender love and care and attention. It doesn't matter if it's a fucking baseball game for a Japanese home computer that nobody has ever fucking played. He will think of 10 minutes to say. Like 10 minutes of material he will have on this fucking like dog shit old game that like nobody cares about. He will just like tackle the most obscure things and just, man, I love him for it. Like, how does, like, I don't know how he comes up with shit to say for, like, most of that fucking stuff. Then we got John Hancock. John Hancock is fucking terrible. Holy shit. He's lower than fucking 8-Bit Eric. He's probably not lower than this fucking retard right here. But he is like, oh my God, John Hancock. Ugh. Ugh. I mean, of all the people that Metal Jesus made famous, like, he's by far the fucking worst. Like, his channel, man, he's a guy who just sits in front of, he's like 8-Bit Eric. He sits in front of the camera and he says fucking nothing. Ugh, he adds nothing to any topic. He blows. His game room's not even that impressive anymore. It's not good for videos. Like, I'm sure in real life it's a good game room, but it's like not well lit. Like, you can't fucking see the games. And like, sure, in 2009 that game room was crazy, but like fucking half the goddamn YouTubers on here have a fucking crazy game room now. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm John Hancock, I got a fucking million games. Like, fucking everybody's got a million games now. Fucking Jesus. Fucking, he's terrible. He's the fucking worst. Then we got John Riggs, who is much better than John Hancock. He's another guy who's from the Metal Jesus, the Metal Militia, as it's known. I don't think I can go as high as a B, but I can definitely lump him in with all these guys. He makes a lot of tier list videos like this one, but he's another guy that if he made it, he'd be too nice. He wouldn't have anything mean to say about anybody. I like him because he has some technical knowledge too. Like, he'll open up carts. I mean, most of the time he just cleans them. He'll fucking look at like ROM hacks. He'll like make his own ROM hacks. He's solid dude. I mean, I'm not like a big John Riggs head. I haven't watched like a ton of his stuff. He commented on one of my videos once, so I guess thank you, John Riggs, if you're watching. Next, we got Josie Woe. I've watched her blow up over the last like year. Is she a D or a C? She's better than Isha Gaming. So her thing is that she's not even like really a retro video game YouTuber, but she talks sometimes about old games. She mostly talks about Nintendo. She's one of those types that just sits in front of the camera and goes, but her stuff is a lot more structured than somebody like, you know what? Fucking, yeah, no, C. If there was a between tier, she'd go there. I fuck with some Josie Woe. She's not amazing, but like her content's like good enough. JonTron's a fucking legend. I know he doesn't review games anymore, but like, JonTron is one of the most influential people on the whole website. Like, fucking JonTron DNA is in everybody. Like, he just fucking, he was the funniest when he fucking burst onto the scenes. When he was on Game Grumps. Game Grumps is not a part of this, by the way. I had to draw the line somewhere, and I think Let's Play channels were that line. JonTron's a fucking legend. Like, his videos are some of the most influential. Like, he inspired, like, a whole generation of game reviewers. Just, like, heavy fucking, like, not zoomer, because he's not a zoomer, but, like, high energy, just, like, jokes going a mile a minute. He's a lot like Kid Icarus, but, he's funnier. He's a funnier Kid Icarus. Josh O'Grady. Okay. Josh O'Grady is pretty solid. I mean, he doesn't make a lot of videos. He makes a video like every few months. He's one of those like general topic channels. He doesn't review individual games. He'll talk about a broader topic and then examine like a through line and like cover a whole bunch of different games in that way. He has a video called I Respect the NES, I Just Don't Like It, which is very well done. That's what put him on the map. It's what put him on my radar. I think that's like his only video that's like ever done that well. Like, and by done well, I mean got like 10 or 20,000 views or whatever it ended up getting. But it's a well done video. I mean, I've seen his other stuff too. And, you know, it's decent. You know, for a fucking sub 1,000 channel, like it's pretty good. Next we got Kelsey. Oh boy, Kelsey. Kelsey's a fucking stone cold fox, I'll tell you what. Tell you what. Well, she's definitely the best person to come out of like the Metal Jesus camp. But the thing is, she doesn't make videos anymore. The Stone Cold Fox, I didn't even notice, like, Fox is in her profile picture. Like a goofy fox statue. So, she doesn't make videos anymore. I don't think I can go A for somebody who just, like, only made, like, a dozen videos and then stopped. I think I gotta go B. But no, I mean, she's, you know, she's smart and, like, insightful. And she's, like, the best version of Metal Jesus. Like, she's just, like, her game collection's interesting. It's not like fucking John goddamn Hancock. It's like, oh, look at my wall of Atari games. No, fuck that. She's talking about the goddamn Wonder Swan, which is like a cool, obscure console. I'm into that. Kim Justice. I've never been a big Kim Justice head. Yeah, we'll go C. We'll go C for Kim Justice. I thought about going down to D, but, like, Kim Justice is better than the irate gamer. Kim Justice is better than fucking free Nintendo 21. So, doesn't Kim Justice have a top 100 or top 50 Super Nintendo games or something? Kim Justice I don't mess with because they have that, like, British taint. Not like fucking, like, not like a literal, obviously. I mean, like, their taste in games is just really bad because they're British. I don't know what it is with British people and just, like, thinking that the fucking ZX Spectrum was, like, fucking decent or worth talking about ever, but, like, oh my god, just like they're very British taste in games. Like, as I said, like, they have a fucking top 100 Super Nintendo video or 50 or something. Like, what is the fucking commonality? Games that they have in their list and games that I have in my list. Is it 0? Did they put fucking 0 game? They probably put the fucking Blues Brothers game at like number 1 or something. Meanwhile, putting like good game, like they probably put like Chrono Trigger, like fucking not even on the list, or like 50 or something. Next we got King K. The thing with King K is he uses a lot of words to say very little, and that's what I don't like about him. I think he has an amazing voice. He has one of the best voices on all of YouTube. It's like, you ever see what he looks like? It does not match the voice at all. But he's the kind of guy who every single time, like, he makes deep dives into games, yet every time I watch them, I come away with just like, wow, that was the most incredibly basic bitch opinion stretched out to fit like a half an hour. I've never come away from a King K video thinking that I heard anything like insightful. I don't think that's ever happened. But, you know, I respect the fucking grind, man. Like, he's another guy who gets into like the fucking nitty gritty of a game. Like, he'll find one game and he'll really microscope in on it, even if everything he says is just like the prevailing basic bitch opinion. Lady Decade, come on. Do I have to fucking explain Lady Decade? The fucking queen of clickbait. I mean, I like it. I like Lady Decade when she's making fun of herself. And that's it. I mean, that's a good trait to have. It's good to be able to make fun of yourself, but your content is fucking terrible. Like, Jesus Christ. This is something Triforce, like Liam Triforce, I think. He's King K. Him and King K are the same person. Just in, like, he'll make deep dives into like a game or a series. He'll have like an hour or 2 hour long video essay about something, but the shit he says is just the most basic bullshit. Like, if you polled 100 people, the prevailing opinion that like 80 of them said, that's what fucking Liam Triforce says. He just says the most basic shit. The LJN Defender! Oh man, the fucking LJN Defender. The LJN Defender hasn't made videos in a long time. I think it's a good idea. It was a really good idea for a series. It was like the counterpoint to the AVGN. There's too many people in C tier. We gotta split the C tier. We're splitting the C tier. We're gonna do C minus. I think the C tier is just getting too big. He definitely belongs in C plus, but like C minus, no, not, you're not a boy. Are you a boy? I think they're transgender. I'm not really sure what they are. Who else goes down a tier? Chase, you go down a tier. Fort Fire, I'm sorry, man. You go down to C minus. Classic Game Room? No, he's a fucking legend. Man, who else do I knock down? Hungry Goria will knock down a tier. You know, King K and Liam Triforce will knock you down a tier. Yeah, okay. I'm liking the new tier system. Who was I talking about, by the way? Oh yeah, the LJN Defender. So they retired a long time ago, but I think they made pretty solid like videos. It was basically just to play devil's advocate to AVGN reviews. Like AVGN would like, you know, clumsily shit on a game, and then he'll be like, "No, actually," and then he'll go deeper and explain the mechanics and how you're supposed to play it. I think this is a real thing in retro video games. I think if you sit down and you really take the time to learn a video game, it's hard not to like them. It's hard to like say that something sucks when you've taken the time to like sit down and actually learn it. Because that is a thing with most games. Is like, I can fucking find an example on my wall here. Here's a fucking example. This is Lagoon on the Super Nintendo. It is an atrocious video game. By all, like, every measurable. It is atrocious. Yet, if you go online, you find a lot of people who say that it's good or they enjoyed it. And it's like, yeah, sometimes it's fun to learn bad games. Sometimes it's fun to, like, squeeze enjoyment out of something that is just awful. And I think that that's true for a lot of things. That if you spend enough time with it, you kind of get, like, Stockholm Syndrome towards it. And I think he's like, you know, him defending all these like bad games is just like he's a victim of that. Next we have Madular, my arch nemesis. Fucking Madular's F tier. No, fucking Madular is that episode of The Simpsons where Lisa has a classmate move in who's younger than her, who's smarter than her, who's better at playing the saxophone than her. That's what Madular is. Madular appeared, like, just showed up within the last, like, year or so. He makes these really in-depth videos about really fucking nerdy shit, like old RPGs like I do. Except he's a lot better at it than me. And, you know, I see his videos and I'm just like, man, fuck. Like, okay. So when I was making my Ultima NES video, while I was making it, he uploaded part 1 of his Ultima retrospective. And I saw the thumbnail and I went, fuck! I was actually pissed off. Because this keeps happening. It's like the same track thinking. It's like, okay, I'm going to do a video on the Zelda CDI games. And I'll get all fucking excited to do it. And then Madular drops a video that is exactly like my video was going to be in my head. Except Madular just fucking made it. He did it again with Darkseid 2, and then he fucking, like, oh no, fucking bullshit. Here he is doing it again with fucking Ultima. But then I made the video anyway. Well, fucking, he's too good. He's too good. Like, I don't know how the fuck he makes a video every month, or is, like, as good as they are, as long as they are. Like, how does he fucking play the game, script them, and get the video out all in 1 month? I don't get it. I don't get it. I wish I did. I wish I unlocked his secrets, but you know, I gotta accept it, man. Okay, this isn't fucking fair. Why did I put Mario Fangirl on the list? She's a sweet girl, but come on, joke channel. All right, Matthew Matosis. Matthew Matosis. So Matthew Matosis is one of the most important people in the history of retro game YouTube, and I'm not being hyperbolic. I don't think he gets his due. I'm not being hyperbolic. So his thing is, over a decade ago, probably in like 2010 or 2011, he uploaded a series of 40-minute long Zelda reviews that were really in depth. And I think if you go back and watch them now, they're kind of incredibly basic bitch. He like did King K before King K did King K. Matthew Matosis did. So he doesn't really make a lot of videos anymore. And I do think that his newer stuff is better than like the stuff that he broke onto the scene with. But like people didn't fucking make 40-minute long game reviews in 2010. They just didn't. Not ones that were like as academically as like serious as his. It just wasn't a thing. Like he invented that whole fucking like hour-long video essay genre about Zelda Majora's Mask, for instance. Every single day on YouTube, 3, fucking sometimes 4 or 5, at least 3 Zelda Majora's Mask video essays get posted. Every single day. 3 of them. Every day. Bet you didn't fucking know that, right? Why did I put so many joke channels on here? Metal fucking Jimmy. I'm Metal Jimmy. Fucking, he sits on a couch and like screams about games. Oh man, alright. Next we're gonna do Metal Jesus. Metal Jesus rocks. The Metal Militia. I can't have him as high as Kelsey. I mean, he's been around forever. He's very much like the Happy Console Gamer in that he just kind of turns on the camera and just fucking goes, right? What's funny about Metal Jesus, I think everybody's just aware of it now because he's so baked in, but it's silly that, like, he is the most low-key guy. Like, he doesn't fit a fucking, like, metal persona at all. So, the funny thing with Metal Jesus Rocks is I always joke that he's just me, but like 15 years in the future, because we both have long hair. We're both named Jason. We're both like 6'5". So it's just like, the joke is that he's me. So that's, it's kind of funny. Next we got Mort's Garage. He is a part of the whole like fucking chase after the right price, like go to fucking like yard sales and shit with a focus on like reselling the games. That's the difference between him and like Game Chasers. They all fucking go to places, but like the focus isn't like, oh, I'm gonna flip the games. But the thing with Mort's Garage is his like editing, his like production values they're a step higher than any other channel I've seen. I watch a video of his and I think, wow, man, this is some professional level shit. Like you could see this on TV. It's like Game Chasers. It's got that fucking like polish to it. I think this is the right company for him to be in though. I'm gonna rank him ahead of people like Kim Justice and fucking Hungry Gorig, like King K. I think he's better than them. Next we got Mr. Gentleman. Fucking his voice is something to behold. If you've never heard Mr. Gentleman's voice, he makes like really nitty gritty, like into the fucking thick of it RPG reviews, kind of like me, except his are a lot more drawn out. He goes into like the development, and I don't know. The thing with Mr. Gentleman is I don't think I've agreed with like any opinion he's ever had. Like I'll watch a video of his and he'll start making critiques and I'll be like, I don't agree with that at all. Fucking Mr. Gentleman, what the fuck are you talking about? But I respect the hustle of Mr. Gentleman. I mean, I wish his voice was better. Like his voice is like, it's the fucking craziest shit you'll ever hear. It's like, it's so fucking grating. Oh my God. I think he would actually be like a big channel if he like his voice wasn't like abrasive. Next we have Mr. Rightway. Mr. Rightway is a gamer aimer type, but I'm gonna put him a tier above because he's just better. He goes to, what the fuck? Am I running out of camera room? Hang on, I think I'm running out of camera room. Switch cameras. Alright, well I had some technical difficulties, but I'm back now. Fucking, I don't even remember who I was talking about. So whoever I was just ranking, you get off, or you get the short end of the stick if you were good. Anyway, next is My Life in Gaming, and I fucking hate these motherfuckers. Fuck these guys. Well, okay. I think my problem with them is more the genre of content they're in, because they don't talk about games. They talk about like all of the fucking bullshit around playing games. Like, they'll do a video like, what is the best CRT? Like, what upscaler should you get to play your game? And just like, I mean, I guess, you know what, we'll rank them up to a D, because that type of content, like, has its place. Like, I just don't want to fucking watch it. And of course, their videos, they're very well made. I'm like the dissenting opinion here, but like, I would rather fucking drown than watch a My Life in Gaming video. So this is, I get this guy confused for My Life in Gaming. This is, I think it's called My Retro Life. And the thing with this channel is it's a guy whose parents like filmed his entire fucking childhood and he uploads the old videos to YouTube and they're fascinating, but like his parents are as much the YouTuber as he is. I mean, he also makes similar type videos with him and his kids and, you know, they're cute, but you know, it's just like a cutesy channel. There's not like a ton of value in it. I mean, I love seeing the old shit, obviously, like vintage footage from the 90s. It's unique that you got that, but like as like YouTubing as like an art, I don't rank him that high. Nerrel. Oh boy, Nerrel. Okay, so Nerrel did something very commendable. They have one video, it's their profile picture in the YouTube. They have one video that changed everybody's mind about a given topic. He made a video about Majora's Mask 3D that changed everybody's mind. If you ask anybody on YouTube, if you watch any video essay on Majora's Mask, they will parrot every single one of his talking points from that video. If you ask a random person on Discord what they think about Majora's Mask 3D, they will parrot every single thing he said in that video. He changed hearts, he changed minds, and that's not easy to do. The rest of his content, though, I don't think has lived up to that, but, like, how could it? Seriously, how could it? Like, he made a fucking masterpiece of a video. Like, he made one of the best pieces of, like, old game criticism that's ever existed. And, you know, the 1,000 Majora's Mask fucking video essays that are uploaded every single day owe a great debt to this man. You know, I mean, he's like Matthew Matosis. Yeah, he's pretty similar to Matthew Matosis. We'll rank him in the same tier. NES Addict. Hold on, I gotta remind myself who that is. I'm surprised at how I've been able to so quickly recall who all these people are so far. But a few of them I need to remind myself. Oh, this guy. Okay. I mean, I think I need to go into that. I haven't seen enough of him tier. I mean, I know I haven't had to bitch out. This is only the second time I've had to bitch out like that, but I don't know, man. I haven't delved deep enough into his content to make a judgment. You got NES Friend, who is like a friend of SNES Drunk. That's why he's called NES Friend, because it's like SNES Drunk's friend that's into the NES. He ain't no SNES Drunk. SNES Drunk's a lot better than he is. This is Nitrorad. Nitrorad is somebody that I have not watched a lot of, but every video that I have watched, I have enjoyed. I think he's going to go C. No, you know what? I think his content's better than like a Metal Jesus or a fucking He's better. You know what? He's pretty similar to Cannot Be Tamed, I think. But like he talks about newer games. But like he's definitely better than Cannot Be Tamed. Like he's better than Game in the System. Yeah, he's B. But then again, like I don't know if I want to put him in the same tier as. Okay, you know, it's fine. B's fine. Next we got Orbology. Orbology is gamer aimer tier. They're the fucking same, just, you know, Orbology is prettier. That's the difference. Then we got Pandemonium. Oh boy, Pandemonium. Okay. So Pandemonium, like, you know how in sports, like in football, we have like fucking head coaching trees? Pandemonium and I are both from the GFFFFFFFFF YouTuber tree. He's like a YouTuber cousin of mine. But at the same time, I don't think I've ever spoken to him. I don't know him. So he's not a boy. He's just one of the best YouTubers on the platform. So he's like Jeremy Parrish, except his videos are full-on fucking documentaries. He's like Jeremy Parrish mixed with the gaming historian, in that he will give every game the same love and attention. He will tackle anything. He reviews Sega Saturn games. He goes in chronological order, every release on the Sega Saturn. He will tackle any game and give it the same treatment as anything else. He'll interview the developers. He'll fucking tell you the entire history of the whole game. He will play through the thing. He will fucking grind it to a fucking stone. He will like tell you everything about the game. This man is fucking incredible. But like, I mean, oh man, like I can't get over like how fucking good he is. He's like gaming historian good, but his topics are on some niche bullshit that nobody cares about. And for that pushes him up that extra tier for me. I mean, holy shit though. Like just looking at it, like he's in the same tier as JonTron and Cinemassacre. Like, I think he might be though. Like this guy fucking I can't put over Pandemonium enough. I think he has about 10,000 subscribers and like it should be 1 million. This guy fucking rules. Then we got Pat the NES Punk. This is a tricky one to rank. Because I like Pat as a personality more than I like his actual channel. So, what is it like? Let's break down what he has. Primarily, what his channel is podcast clips. And how high can I really rank a podcast clips channel? Like, I watch it all the time. Like, I watch most of the clips he posts, I watch. Ian's cool too. But like what got him famous, like his Pat the NES Punk like game review series. I mean, they're kind of hit or miss. There's some fucking dog shit in there. But there's some like entertaining Pat the NES Punk videos. His newest one about the completionist charity scandal was really funny. But that's the exception. I think most of his just like Pat the NES Punk stuff just isn't good. But like he also has like Flea Market Madness, which, you know, was a pioneer in the whole going out to flea markets looking for video game deals thing. I can't put him in the B tier. He's not on the same level as these guys, but at the same time, like he's probably like if we're just going by the content, he's probably not on the same level as the C tier guys anyway. But he's been around 1 million years. I guess you get graded on a curve if you've been around since like 2008. So, yeah, Pat the NES Punk C, I guess so. Next, we got Pause Break. Pause Break is a boy. Then we got PBG, Peanut Butter Gamer. I don't think I've watched a Peanut Butter Gamer video in like a decade. But like, you know, he still does his thing. He's very high energy, very, you know, just like excited about everything. He makes the fucking like ADHD jokes like fucking JonTron. And I think him and JonTron were seen as like peers. I mean, they were the founding members of Normal Boots. But like Peanut Butter Gamer's never been as good as JonTron. He never has been. I think he's better than C tier. I don't know if he quite belongs in B tier, but I think it's the closest one. Like I definitely like Brutal Moose and like Jeremy Parrish and like Matthew Matosis has had like a bigger impact. I mean, I definitely like a lot of these guys more than I like Peanut Butter Gamer, but I guess he's another guy that's been around for so long that, you know, he just kind of gets baked into the cake. Next, we got Pelvic Gaming. Pelvic Gaming is like a Normal Boots style channel that came around just like a little too late to get really popular. In fact, I think she's in the most current iteration of Normal Boots, right? I think she's actually technically a legitimate Normal Bootser. Like she's not even like Normal Boots style. She just is in Normal Boots. But her like she's not as funny as somebody like PBG. I think she's definitely takes the games more seriously. Like they're a more serious look at the game. I think I want to go C minus, C minus. Yeah. Maybe C. I think C. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll go C. We're going to knock down LJ and Defender. Fucking, I don't know. I feel like, again, there's too many people in C. Who's better than who here? I think, Gaming the Systems. I'm sorry, Gaming the Systems. I think you're cool, but we're ranking you down. Phoenix Resale, or Penis Rear Slot, as Slotham says. So... I pretty much only know who this is because of Slotham. Fucking, I don't know. I haven't fucking watched any Phoenix Resale. I have no goddamn idea. He might be the fucking best person ever. I know he's like a fucking like game reselling channel. He's like fucking Chase After the Right Price, but I don't know. I don't know what's different about him as like anybody else. Okay, next we got Pizza After Dark. Pizza After Dark is a child. I think he's like 16. So he made a video recently called The Art of Playing Unfun Games, I think is what it's called. And it's pretty well done, but what got him on the list, I mean, he's a boy. I don't know him, but he's like an honorary boy, I guess. So like I'm watching his video and it's pretty clear, like instantly. I'm like, oh, this guy watches my channel. I can just tell immediately. Just like the references that he's making and like the topic of the video is already like a very me talking point. And then he like pulls out a fucking like in succession. He's talking about like the 7th Saga, and then he's talking about like fucking Ultima on the NES. And I'm like, all right, this guy obviously watches my videos. So, you know, I kind of felt that like, oh shit, I better leave a comment. And then I did. And he's like, oh shit, I watch your videos. I'm like, yeah, I knew it. Fucking, I knew that. So anyway, keep a lookout for Pizza After Dark. Like he just started. I think he already has like 3,000 subscribers, I think. He posted a video that went like mega viral. That was the one that I just mentioned, and I've checked out a few of his other stuff, and they're solid. They're solid for like being 16. Next we got the Pixel Game Squad, the channel that kicked this whole tier list off because they were ranking YouTubers themselves. So they're the game chasers. They're the Hispanic game chasers. That's what they are. And you know, I haven't watched as much of them as I've watched the game chasers, but like, it's basically the same show. Like, they go to flea markets. It's edited. It's probably, like, as far as, like, production value goes, I mean, it's, like, as good. And if we're going by, like, just, like, who's a more reliable, like, solid creator, like, if you're just gonna choose to watch some videos and we're not going off, like, back catalog, they're probably better than the Game Chasers. But, and they've got, like, the second channel, as I said, that I was watching the clip on that inspired this. He branches out and he does like more stuff than the Game Chasers, even though the Game Chasers, you know, they do some other stuff like, Billy streams and like makes top 5 lists or whatever, but I can't rank him as high as the Game Chasers. This is a very elusive club up here. Once you get to the A's and the Gods tier, it's just hard to break into that club. I like these guys a lot, but they're not quite up there. So this is Post Mesmeric. This is, a guy who came from like a similar YouTube family tree. We're from like the YouTube, it was called like Limited Lives. It was like this shitty like little YouTuber group we were in. We're both from that. Honestly, I don't know why I put him on the list. He's not a boy because I don't talk to him. I barely know him and I don't really watch him. So yeah, I don't fucking know. This is Power Gamer, I think 310. This kid has like, he's not a kid, he's like 20 something, but he has like 100 subscribers and he's a guilty pleasure watch. He's better than 8-Bit Eric, right? His problem is that he relies way too much on just summarizing the game. That, and they're not like technically very well made. He reviews games. He's one of those channels that just like picks a game and just reviews it. And there's no like rhyme or reason to the games he picks. He just like picks a game and then like talks about it. But he doesn't do a great job of talking about it. Basically, he summarizes what happens and then he'll make a joke or two along the way. But like, I'm into this fucking bullshit. It's like Normal Boots style, but like a shitty recreation. And I don't know why I'm dredging up 100 fucking subscriber channels to fucking shit on them. That's not cool. But whatever. Fucking next we got Power Pack. We're gonna put them at like a C. That's my default when I just don't have emotions. Okay, ProJared. You got to talk about the controversy around ProJared. Yeah, whatever. ProJared did what? Fucking yeah, whatever. But like, when he gets around to making fucking videos, like when he's reviewing an RPG, man, he is as good as like anybody in the fucking space at it. Like ProJared makes some good ass fucking videos. And like to pretend that like he didn't inspire me at all would be lying, like obviously. Of course, this is another guy that I watched on Screw Attack extensively. I was a fan of his before he even had a YouTube channel. But like, you know, he's really coming to his own. He's really good at making YouTube videos. I wish he did more of them because I don't think he's uploaded a video in like a year. So, I mean, he's hosting Now in the 90s now, which is okay. Now in the 90s didn't make the tier list. That's like a C minus, I think, Now in the 90s. But like, this is the ProJared main channel. This isn't Now in the 90s. And like his Final Fantasy videos, like some good shit, man. Radical Reggie. Okay. Or the Radical One. I think he just rebranded, because when I went to get his profile picture, it was different. Where did I rank Metal Jesus? I think one tier below Metal Jesus is fair. It's the same type of guy. Like, obviously he's famous because of his appearances on Metal Jesus. But like, you go to his channel and it's kind of just like pickups and, hidden gems, and it's like the Metal Jesus shtick, but like not quite as good. He's kind of like an off-brand. Not bad by any means, but like not, if I put Metal Jesus in C, we got to go one lower for him. Next we got Rock. I got to put Rock in the boys. I don't like know him, but like, we've spoken. He was in my Super Nintendo 100 video. So 15 years ago, everybody on YouTube wanted to be the angry video game nerd. 10 years ago, everybody wanted to be JonTron. And now everybody wants to be Scott the Woz. Rock is one of like a dozen or like 20, like a shitload of small YouTube channels that I am aware of that have like less than 2,000 subscribers, where their thing is it's basically just like, it's Scott the Woz, but a different guy with like different topics. They stick pretty close to that format, where it's like general topics, the same kind of like fast-paced editing, the same type of jokes. But Rock does a really great job of like emulating the style. He only has like 1,000 subscribers, I think, and he grinds his ass off. He was posting a video every single week for a couple years, getting like almost no traction. Like, I feel fucking bad for the guy, because he wasn't like, for as hard as he works, he really should be doing a lot better. But, and like, his videos are good too, like, not to discredit him or like call him a Scott the Woz like clone or anything. I mean, like, he is, but I think you can like admit that and then like still grow into your own. I think he still has a lot of growing to do. And yeah, but like, what's there is still like very high quality stuff. And like, I know of like 20 other channels that are the exact same rap. Like, I could say the exact same thing about them, but this is the one that I watch for some reason. This is just the one that I connect with. And yeah, Rock's a boy. I like Rock. Next we got, he's the Retro Bird, and he's talking about video games. So Retro Bird's pretty unique. He's a general topic channel. He doesn't review games. He talks about like general topics in the retro gaming space. He kind of reminds me of like before Classic Game Room sucked. His shtick. And that might not make any sense, because Classic Game Room obviously like reviewed games, but I mean like the type of humor. He repeats like the same jokes. He's like corny on purpose. He's like wild, but like in a contained way. He's like, oh, I'm going crazy, but like in a fake ironic way. Is he a B? Can I really look you in the eye and say that he is as good as like Nerrel? I can't. I like Retro Bird, but I think if we're just going by like what the content offers, it's nothing special, I'm gonna say. Like, it's adequate. C is like the adequate tier. Like, this is, you throw it on and you're entertained. And then like C is like, okay, now you're getting a little hairy. Like, sometimes you're kind of, you know what, we'll rank you up based on that criteria. You're going back up. I know it's hard to keep track of where I'm effing putting these people, but whatever. And then this is just like kind of like, if there's nothing else, like nobody else uploaded today, I'll put on their videos. D is like, I either hate watch you or I don't watch you and I think you suck. Or like, if you're the irate gamer, then it's like ironic enjoyment. And then F is like, fucking, how are these people breathing? Like, fucking ugh. Like, I don't understand how they even like exist in the YouTube. Like, okay, 8-Bit Eric and fucking John Hancock and Lady Decade are successful. I don't know how. I mean, of course, like, you got me. Like, fucking, come on. I'm an F as a joke. I can't fucking rank myself. We got fucking Mario Fangirl's not a real channel. Metal fucking Jimmy. These aren't real channels. Next, we got this fucking guy. Retro Re-Rank. Retro Rebound. I think it's Retro Rebound. he kind of sucks. I'm sorry. He plays fucking games for like 2 hours. He's like half collector, like reseller channel. I don't know if he resells, but his shtick is he spends half the video talking about like the box and the condition the box is in and the manual and like all of the shit like extemporaneous to the game. And then he'll give the game like a couple hours and he'll, I mean, just the way he like titles and like uploads his videos, like, oh, is this game actually good? And then he's talking about something like Chrono Trigger and he played it for like fucking 2 hours. And it's like, man, fucking really? You're just going to be doing that? Fucking that's, I don't know. I think that's a little insulting. So we got, not Retro Rob, Retro Rick. Retro Rob is somebody else that I just thought of who I could add to the tier list. But he's not on here because I forgot about him. Retro Rick, his thing is he has a game store. He's a C-. He's very similar to somebody like fucking Chase After the Right Price. He's like trying to run a business, but I question how real everything is in his videos. Because it seems like the shit that he does, you just wouldn't be able to make money. He's also like another rich guy. Like he bought a game store and just like poured a shitload of money into it. And now it looks crazy, which like good for him. But like, I want to see the balance sheets, man. Like, is this sustainable? Are you in the green? Somehow I doubt it. Next, we got Retroware. So Retroware is an interesting beast because it really refers to two things. Retroware TV used to be a website where people like Pat the NES Punk and like Rue from Clan of the Grey Wolf and the Game Chasers were on. It was kind of like that guy with the glasses.com or like Normal Boots, but like with 30-year-olds talking about Super Nintendo games. And, it was good. It was a good vibe back when that was going. But then the Retroware TV channel like had these goobers like posting videos to their shit that was like nowhere near as good as the other people that they had on their site. But then something weird happened a few years ago. The Slobs from Cinemassacre Screenwave fame bought Retroware. They bought the name, they bought the YouTube channel, and then they rebranded it to an arcade, wiped the YouTube channel of all the videos, and then started like soft reboot, like uploading some content of their own. They got Krusty Justy from Silvermania or like Underbelly or, the Slobs fame. I guess he's like the head slob if you don't count Ryan. He's like the second slob. Ryan's the head slob and then you got Justin. So like they have him making these videos and they're not bad actually. Like the videos that he's been posting on the Retroware channel, they're fine, but it looks like they already gave up. Because Ryan's the type of guy, Big Ryan, is the type of guy to, if something doesn't gain traction instantly, he kills it. I have a feeling that this is a dead channel now, because they haven't uploaded in a month. I would be surprised if we got any more content out of them. If they were allowed to keep going and like build a library and like build an audience, I think they could be a C, or maybe even a B if like further down the line. But as it stands, like, they got Krusty Justy making a couple lukewarm videos that aren't bad, but like, it ain't great either. Next we got RGT85. Fucking come on. He's better than 8-Bit Eric, but like, by how much? I don't know. He's the kind of guy, he just sits in front of a camera, he reacts to news. Usually doesn't have a lot of great insight. I think his video on the Jirard completionist scandal is pretty good though. But I mean, he's RGT85 is the butt of like a million Red Cow jokes that they make on there. And rightfully so. He's just a fucking, he's an easily like punchable fucking guy. Next we got Rinri Game, who I don't think has made a video in like 15 years, but we're going to give props to one of the OGs. She was really good when she was active. I don't know how like good the videos hold up now. Like if you were to go and try and watch them, like if her videos had to compete in the 2024 market, like would she be anything? I don't know. But back in the day when there were a lot less people making retro video game content, she was kind of a breath of fresh air. I think my favorite video of hers is one where she tested the durability of NES cartridges, and then she did a sequel where she tested and compared the durability of Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis cartridges. And The answer is they're all pretty fucking durable. Next, we got Ron Man Gaming. This is a borderline boy. I mean, I've talked to him a couple times. I don't know if he's like a boy though. You know what? Just to be safe, we're gonna put him in the boy tier. RPG Fortress, he's a boy. Come on. Then we got RPG Haven. RPG Haven. I played Final Fantasy 2. You know, he's like Daria plays RPGs tier. I don't know. It's just another one of those guys where it's hard for me to get past the voice. He's a pretty similar channel to mine. Like, we review a lot of the same stuff. So he's like very much a contemporary. But I don't know, man. I've never really been able to get into RPG Haven. Then we got, oh man, Running Shine. Running Shine's real good, man. I don't think he has the library of videos to be considered A tier. But his videos, what he does have is really fucking good. He makes like Mr. Plinkett style reviews of old video games. Yeah, I think A is the most right for this guy. He doesn't have a huge library. I think he has like 30,000 subscribers or something. Like, so he like, relative to the number of videos that he's made, he's doing very well. But I wish he just made more damn videos. Next we got Sam Tuckman, who is another one of those like 20-year-olds like Rock who just rips off Scott the Woz. He's does a pretty good job at it. He is like an animated, it's not animated, it's just like a fucking JPEG as an avatar. He makes general topics. I don't think he has a lot of subscribers. I don't think he has a lot of videos. Fucking, I don't have a lot to say about that guy. Alright, then we got fucking Scott the fucking Woz. The motherfucking Scott the fucking Woz. Guy transformed the fucking retro game YouTubing space. Like, there's a fucking before Scott the Woz and after Scott the Woz. It's like it's a hard line. He's every bit as much of a legend at this point as JonTron and peak Cinemassacre. Honestly, like, I'm not like a huge Scott the fucking Woz guy. Like, I don't think he's that funny. I don't think he's like that entertaining, but like, I watch every video and he is like, he didn't just have an influence on the fucking YouTube landscape. He terraformed. He fucking sandblasted the whole thing. So like, Scott the Woz, man, he's a legend. He's a living legend. He's still, I mean, he's not as active as he used to be. He's kind of branched off in his Scott's Stash channel, which is a little more low-key, a little more low effort, but still entertaining. He's the kind of guy who I think could have been successful, and JonTron's a lot like this too. If he ran like one of those channels where he just sat down in front of the camera and just said whatever, I think him and like Scott the Woz and JonTron both could have done very well just doing that. But they don't. They go the extra mile, and they're you know, they make art in their own right. Sega Lord X is the thing with Sega Lord X is I like him. He repeats a lot of shit. If you watch a lot of Sega Lord X videos, if you just watch them back to back to back, he recycles a lot of shit. Like, not literally, like, he doesn't fucking like cut and paste stuff from other videos, but he repeats his like feelings a lot. Like, how many goddamn times has he talked about that crappy fucking Batman Sega CD game? Is that half of his videos? Half of his videos are about Batman on the Sega CD? I mean, I get that you like the driving part, but like, man, I mean, he does get outside of his little wheelhouse sometimes, but if a lot of his content feels very samey. I know I said a lot of negative things about him, but I put him in C. Is he C-? He's C-. He's more of a guilty pleasure than somebody that I actually like a lot. So SNES Drunk's real good. SNES Drunk is really fucking good. He's no bullshit. He's another guy who exists like in the same space as me. Like, I'm a primarily Super Nintendo centric channel. He's a primarily Super Nintendo centric channel. He's got a backlog spanning back over a decade. He's uploaded like over 1,000 videos. And his thing is he's very concise. He doesn't bullshit you around. He doesn't tell you a fucking development story that you may or may not care about. He just fucking gets right to the point. He gets his shit in and he gets out. And I, as somebody who values brevity in their game reviews, like, I don't like my reviews, I like to think that I don't fucking waste your time. Sometimes I have a lot of things to say and my videos get a little longer, but I value the conciseness. I think he's good. I think he delivers some good insight too. Like, you watch a SNES Drunk video and he'll have some thoughts that, like, aren't just parroted from, like, other fucking shit or, like, the popular opinion. He's the anti-King K. SNES Drunk is the exact opposite of King K. He uses the fewest amount of words to express the most amount of ideas, whereas King K will blather on and on and on about the same shit for half an hour. And it's impressive how he does it, honestly. But, like, man, SNES Drunk, fucking, he's real good. I don't think he's A tier, just because the videos are a little too basic. Like, he barely, I'm not gonna say he barely edits them, but, like, he's not flashy at all. So it's just, like, I think once you get up into the A, like, you rise above just being very good. But yeah, big SNES Drunk guy. Some Call Me Johnny is a B. Yeah, Some Call Me Johnny's real good. He's a guy who reviews individual games. He'll pick a game, he'll review it. He's like the completionist, though. I think he completes most of everything he does. I don't think he makes it like his goal or his mission to do it every single time, but a lot of times he does play games to completion, and it's just a guy speaking about his thoughts, like going into detail for long stretches of time. He's the right mix of basic bitch opinions and actually, like, taking a stand and having, like, a good insight into things. I think he's clearly a cut above Liam Triforce and fucking King K in that regard, even though they are kind of similar. They are kind of basic bitchy. Spoony, oh man. Spoony went fucking crazy and stopped uploading videos, and by all accounts, he's, like, not a very good person, and I don't think he's A. I think he's a solid B. Obviously, Spoony hasn't made a video in a decade, but his back catalog, I think for the time, they were an A. But if you judge them in the current YouTube space in the 2024 market, they're a B. They might even be down to a C. Like, is he any fucking better than, like, Power Pack? You know what? You've convinced me. Spoony's a C. Spoony's got some legendary videos, but I think just a lot of people caught up to him in the decade that he's been away. Oh, Square-Eyed Jack. Square-Eyed Jack. I'm going to say what I said about Pelvic Gaming. I'm going to say about Square-Eyed Jack. He's a normal boots styled guy who puts so much effort into his shtick. Like, he's a fucking pro all the way. That if he came around like 5 years earlier, he would be one of the biggest guys on the platform. But it was an unfortunate case where when he came up in like 2016, 2017, 2018, that just, like, the normal boots style had gotten a little passé, and that just wasn't what was blowing up on YouTube anymore. So, like, he still does his thing. I think he's got about, like, 50,000 subscribers, but, like, he has the back catalog, he has the work ethic, he has all the makings of, like, one of the biggest, like, a huge YouTuber. He just, like, never really hit it big like the rest of them. Like, he definitely belongs in this tier, though. Like, he's as good as somebody like Brutal Moose. He's up there. Like, man. Square-Eyed Jack, he's a fucking real one. Then we've got Stakaz Retro Corner. Another guy with a fucking wild voice. I have tried a lot of times to get into Stakaz. I think he is one of the, like, craziest voices, but, like, I don't know. Every time I watch a video of his, I'm just like, I'm struck with, like, indifference. And I'm not sure why. And it's not even, like, the voice. His voice is hilarious. He should do, like, stand-up comedy with that fucking voice. That's what he'd be good at. Then we got Stop Skeletons from Fighting. That's an A tier. Like, come on. This is another YouTube OG, of course, got his start as the Happy Video Game Nerd, then rebranded to Low Fat Jello, and now he's Stop Skeletons from Fighting. I mean, he's not the best guy at naming things, but Derek makes some really good, like, deep dives into interesting topics. Like, watch his, if I were to recommend just, like, a starter thing, if you're not into this guy, watch his entire, like, Xbox series. He has a line of videos talking about the Xbox One, like, from conception to, like, rise and fall. He's got one on, like, the Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death. Even, like, his old shit, like the Happy Console, like the fucking Happy Video Game Nerd episodes, like, compared to, like, the rest of 2008, 2009 YouTube, That's some good stuff, man. Like, if we're grading on that curve, like, even going back to watching that stuff, like, it's good. Summoning Salt is a god. Summoning Salt, the amount of research this man must do to get all the facts right about these fucking obscure speedruns. Like, this shit is, like, buried on, like, message boards and, like, the fucking Wayback Machine. He's doing some, like, deep digging and archiving to make these videos. If you somehow don't know who he is, he catalogs and chronicles the history of speedrunning. He'll pick a specific game and he'll go over the world record history of that game. The videos he makes are oftentimes like an hour plus long, but they're worth it. And it's fascinating to see these games get broken in such a way. And he does his due diligence to understand, like, to know his fucking shit about what he's talking about to an impressive detail. As somebody who gets shit wrong in every single video he makes, like, I get shit wrong constantly. I can only fucking imagine, like, the nightmarish amount of research that Summoning Salt must do to get his fucking videos off the ground. Like, this guy rules. Like, he's such a good retro gaming YouTuber that he has, like, penetrated the cultural space. Like, he's fucking great. We got Super Bob Hoskins Bros. He's a boy. Super Derek RPG. Okay, so Super Derek RPG is, he's in the same space as me. He reviews old RPGs. He, you know, I mean, we've talked about a lot of the same games. The topics are similar. And I think his game reviews are better than, like, his other topical stuff. Because he also reacts to, like, news and stuff, and that stuff's not as good. He's a C. I really don't have any strong emotions towards, Super Derek. I think you get a quality review when you click out of him, when you click on one of his videos. I don't think they're especially amazing, but I think, you know, you get a well put together thing. He usually doesn't have any, like, spicy opinions. They're usually pretty, like, milquetoast, but, you know, I mean, he is what he is. Next we got Jirard the Lard. Fucking with a cupcake on one side and a hamburger on the other. He's a C. I mean, fucking C for charity fraud. Fucking, yeah. I mean, I know this guy is, like, hard canceled right now. I think completing games to 100% is some impressive shit, but, like, the end videos have always felt way too corporate for me. Now, I'm a huge fan of the personality. I used to watch Super Beard Bros every single day. So, like, Jirard the man, like, you know, I was into him. Everybody, like, who's ever said anything, like, before the fucking charity scandal has always said that he's, like, the nicest person ever. So, and I don't doubt that. But, like, from a content standpoint, like, the completionist as a show, not the biggest fan. We got the Geek Critique. This is like a Sonic the Hedgehog channel. It's very strange. He's, like, his main thing is he talks about, like, fucking Sonic the Hedgehog lore. And he'll get, like, super nerdy about that. Like, that's what he's a geek about. He's a geek about Sonic the Hedgehog. And, you know, just seeing some fucking, like, uber furry talk about fucking Sonic the Hedgehog, man, that can be enjoyable sometimes. Oh, the Lonely Goomba. Yeah, this guy rules. So the Lonely Goomba's thing is he's from some, like, Eastern European country, and in his early videos his accent used to be really bad, like, to the point where he would be D tier because I don't know what the fuck he's saying. But, like, he worked on it, and, like, he sounds good now. He sounds like a Goomba. That's the crazy thing, is, like, when I think of what a Goomba sounds like, I think of the Lonely Goomba. I don't think of fucking Gaijin Goomba. I don't think of some high-pitched nonsense. Like, I think of that voice. So, his thing is he reviews pretty much only exclusively handheld games. And it's all, like, very well for YouTube animated. He animates fucking everything. He obviously puts a shitload of effort into, like, all of this. Like, imagine being, like, a standard game reviewer, but you gotta fucking animate segments. He's also pretty funny, too. Like, he writes in jokes, and they're good jokes, too. So, you know, Lonely Goomba, you're fucking good. Thor High Heels is one of the best. Thor High Heels is he a retro game YouTuber? Kind of. I mean, he mostly talks about, like, PS2 era, I'd say. I think that's, like, his main wheelhouse. PS2, like, early PS3 era. But he'll like he'll go back further than that. He'll talk about really any topic. What I really like about Thor High Heels is his graphic design sense, like his Patreon screens, his thumbnails. That's all fucking wacky and it's good shit. It doesn't like play into like the YouTube algorithm or whatever. He just like does his own thing. And that really stands for like his whole videos. Like he makes long video essays, but they're a cut above most people's in that they don't focus so much on the meat and potatoes, but he conveys the general sense of what a game feels you with emotionally. He is great at converting emotions to language in a way that most game reviewers just miss the fucking point. Like King K, I'm going to pick on King K again. I don't care. Misses the fucking point of I think every single game he's ever reviewed. I think that's what I like. Fucking Liam Triforce, I think misses the fucking point about everything he's ever fucking talked about. Thor High Heels, man, he gets it though. Oh my god, Tim Rogers. Okay, so this is the profile for Action Button. It's not the like Action Button logo. It's Tim Rogers holding his dog. I like Tim Rogers' Kotaku stuff more than I like his Action Button stuff. I mean, he's obviously a god, but like, I liked the Kotaku era Tim Rogers more than the Action Button one. Because he's somebody who needs deadlines to get shit done. He's a perfectionist. He didn't release a fucking video in all of 2023. I don't doubt that he wasn't working on videos the entire year, but he didn't release anything because everything has to be fucking polished up to an absurd sheen. And of course you see the lengths of his videos. Like it's easy to shit out a fucking 6-hour video. Like this video is going to end up being like 2 hours long and I just sat down and shat it out. This guy does not shit stuff out. Everything is meticulously planned and written in beautiful prose. He has great insights into the thing he talks about. Constantly throughout like a 6-hour video, he will constantly be dropping new ideas and bombs. He explains himself really well, and just his overall like voice and cadence and tendency. Like obviously there's a lot of his fucking DNA in my stuff too. So like Tim Rogers, man, he's one of the best. Top Hat Gaming, come on, fucking join your wife down here. Fucking dog shit channel. Fucking terrible. Then we got You Can Beat Video Games, who I don't even think I've finished one video of his. He's like a C. He can get a normal C. I only bring him up because I just want to point out that I had the idea first. I had a series called You Could Beat Video Games, and it was about how to beat NES games primarily, pretty much what he talks about too. The difference is that he goes like real in depth. He goes like fucking second by second while you're playing the game, what he did to get through it. Whereas when I did it, I tried to make him a little more concise, you know. I did a shitty job, like full off. He does the fucking shtick way better than me. Like fucking, you can have it, You Can Beat Games. Like fucking, it's all yours. Aqualung. With the fucking, alright. I mean, this guy's been around forever, but like his videos aren't very good. He's like a fucking guilty pleasure type guy. Alright, and last but not least, I went alphabetically. We've got Zygor Gaming. Zygor Gaming, I think, is like my closest competition. I say competition in quotes because like it's not a zero-sum game. I don't think he's as good as Super Derek. Like, he's a guy who reviews old RPGs like I do, but he doesn't go nearly as in-depth as I do. He doesn't go nearly as in-depth as Super Derek does. He just kind of plays a game for a few hours, gives you some background information on the development, and his opinions are always fucking milquetoast. Like he's the type of guy that like says that everything is good, and he has the fucking title. It's always like, oh, is blah 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 the best RPG ever? Like he just says like the titles are shit like that, and then he just has like generic shit to say about every game. I mean, it sounds like I'm dogging on him more than like I should be. I mean, I don't hate Zygor. Like I watch his videos and I enjoy them on some level, but I think if I put Super Derek in C, I got to put him a tier below. He's definitely better than like RPG Haven. Or Daria Plays RPGs. I like him more than Daria Plays RPGs. So, yeah. Here's the tier list. Fucking take good note. I can't get it all on one screen. It got too big. Thank you, everybody, if you watched the whole fucking thing. Shout out to the patrons. Shout out to William Robert Lee. The next thing I upload will be Tactics Ogre. Fucking come hell or high water. I'm not, like, that's it. Like, it's coming out. It's fucking coming out. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get that shit done. It's scripted. I had a hard drive crash, but, like, I got my footage back. So, like, I got enough to, like, do the fucking video with anyway. Anyway, my voice is shot. So, I gotta go. See you later.